On the way in to Panama City, one thing that's absolutely essential is to have a Pana Pass if you're going to own a car in Panama, and especially if you're going to be driving around Panama City, because tolls will pop up, and if you don't have the Pana Pass, you can't pay. So, checking into this nice hotel, very pretty, like the lobby, and then getting up into my room was amazing because of the incredible view over the bay.
That's fancy. They're automatic curtains. Can't say I've ever seen that before. Very nice. And the guy is getting me a mini fridge for my La Croix. This is the only time the room is going to be this clean, is when I just check in. So here we are at the Patia Inn, downtown Panama City. I got a room with 2 beds because someone might come stay with me, you never know. And nice view of the city, beautiful view. Really pretty. And there's a pool down below. There's lots of pools around here. One of the things I do like about a big city is that you can kind of be nosy and look at how other people live and decorate. That's what I loved about Manhattan. You know, if you would take the train where, you know, you'd be up elevated a little bit and you could see into the different apartments and see how people decorated, and just imagine like all these lives in these little tiny compartments. And everybody has stuff going on.
I really enjoyed walking around just outside of the hotel. I would go left or right and passed by really nice park areas, and then got to an area where it was really developed, like major city life. And of course, with major city life, you're going to find good restaurants, so that's a bonus. The restaurants are definitely more expensive in the city than they would be out in the countryside. I'd say they were comparable to prices that I would find in a city in the States. But the food was delicious. In the next video, I'm going to interview Michael of Michael's Restaurant. But first, look at this cute little restaurant with those colorful chairs and really yummy food. I'd read really good reviews about Aroma Gourmet. It's actually a kosher restaurant. I wasn't super hungry, so I just had a starter, and then I had a little apple a la mode ice cream dessert, which was delicious. But they start you off with this yummy bread. Really, really good.
So you're about to see the coolest thing ever. How amazing is that? You can open the curtains from bed. I just think that is so cool. And I love my view. I love this view. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it. It's amazing. And I'm not a city person.
I am so looking forward to seeing my family just in a few more days, basically. I'll go to Maryland and then see people in Connecticut and Massachusetts. It's been far too long. I have an aunt who's 91 and I haven't seen her in 3 years. This little plaza was within walking distance of the hotel, and the foodie market was really fun to walk around, and the only place where I've seen bagels, like real bagels. I definitely think I was in a Jewish section of town because there were more kosher restaurants and kosher bakeries, and a place that I went to called Pita Plus had the best chicken shawarma pita. Really, really tasty. In the beaches area, I was starting to see these bright green recycling bins, so I got in touch with Juan Munoz, founder of Groon, a recycling collection company. Juanza Munoz, thank you very much for your time. And can you tell us a little bit about when this business started and what exactly is it?
Okay, so basically the main idea started around 2 years ago. We couldn't find a way to take or take the recyclable materials that we were generating at home to a location.
It's challenging.
It's challenging, yeah. So we had to pile up a lot of materials, and every 2 or 3 months probably take it to a facility. I think the only one in Panama that's really comfortable, but it's in Ciudad El Saber. It's by Clayton. Eventually, we ended up with a bunch of bags and within the kitchen and stuff like that. So we thought it would be a good idea to have a service that could provide this collection on a recurring basis in order for this process to make it easier for customers and people who want to recycle.
You actually make it really easy. There's a container size that people can get, and what materials can they put in it? And tell me what you do with used cooking oil.
There are two methodologies with recycling, and probably people are not used to it in Panama, but in other countries they're used to it. The one I use is single stream, which basically everything goes within one bin. And we at our facility, we go ahead and classify it and make it easier for our customers. Our bins they have the brand of our company, and they have the recycling logo on it, and it's a green bin, so it makes it easier to see. And basically the materials are what everybody nowadays recycles, let's say. In Panama, we receive PET plastic 1 and type 2 plastic, which is where you have your detergent bottles. Nowadays, we are also receiving type 5 plastic, which is mostly where you have your yogurt, your cheeses, anything lactic. Cardboard, clean cardboard. It has to be clean.
So no pizza containers.
No pizza, because that has oils and it's already contaminated the materials.
Right.
Cans, glasses, everything has to be basically washed with water. Tetra Brick or Tetra Pak. Vegetable oil.
Now, how do you recycle vegetable oil?
Vegetable oil gets sent to mainly Europe for it to transform into biodiesel.
Wow.
Or biofuels.
Wow.
Yeah. In the US, they do it also, but here in Panama, we work with several. They're basically people that are doing the recycling, exporting thing. That's their company. That's what they do.
Right.
We basically do collection
Mm-hmm.
for customers. Then we pile up and we consolidate for it to be separated and distributed to the people who are actually handling the material
Mm-hmm.
and sending it elsewhere to be recycled.
Yeah, when we talked, before doing this video, you mentioned that Panama doesn't actually have the recycling facilities, so
And
it's exported to the countries that actually have the facilities to handle. And you do feel confident in the companies that are being exported to.
yeah, they're recycling industries.
They're
so
not just dumping it in.
no.
Okay.
They're recycling industries. For example, as we spoke, Costa Rica handles. Uh, I don't know the final percentage, but it's about 90% of all the glass in Central America in a recycling facility. Uh, Vegetable oil gets sent to Europe mostly for biodiesel. Plastics nowadays are being sent to Europe, Malaysia, to recycling facilities there. China is no longer accepting plastics because they were basically becoming the world's number one receiving country of plastics, and they had an issue with it.
Right.
Cardboard gets sent mostly, I think, to Central America as well.
Mm-hmm.
And metals is basically very easy. So metals, the good thing about metals, cans, and glass is that the recycling process is basically one-to-one. Can becomes a can. A wine glass becomes a wine glass.
Okay.
With plastics, it's a bit different because there is a process in which you can only recycle a PET bottle once or twice. Then it becomes a disposable plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be very conscious with that because we are recycling, but it's becoming disposable plastic that it's no longer going to be able to be recycled.
Right, right. I know that there's also a lot of really interesting innovations with building materials made from, recycled.
Mostly, for example, in Panama, there is, and it's not only in Panama, it's in Latin America. There's a foundation called Botellas de Amor, love bottles, in which you stick all your wrappers and your disposable plastics within a soda bottle or a juice bottle, and when it's very compact, you then put them. We receive them and we put it on a receiving center, where they have across the malls and stuff like that.
Oh.
And then they, with a process mainly with steam, they make this into plastic wood.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you collect that as well?
Yeah, we collect that and we pile them up, and then once every 2 months we take them to a receiving center or receiving place.
Right.
And just put them there.
And that's helping the local community, giving, building materials, maybe like, we have so many landslides and mudslides, maybe housing that needs to be constructed for, the poor community.
The idea is to, I'm not sure how many does it take to make one beam, but the whole idea is to help build houses, build parks, anything that you can do with, instead of using wood, you use plastic wood.
Yeah, well, I just think it's a great service. The bright green caught my eye. I love that you give people a new clean bin, right? In the States, our bins get really nasty and dirty, and we have to wash them out ourselves. So.
And then the bins are washed with a neutral disinfecting solution, a bit of Clorox, and then sprayed with water. Basically, that's it. But most of the materials, I would say, we haven't found any materials within the bins that are dirty. Everybody is being cooperative.
And of course, I like to ask my random question. Do you think that people should follow their heart or their head in life?
The heart will give you the will. Their head will probably show them how to manage that will. So it's a combination of both.
Balance.
You cannot, yeah, you have to balance. You cannot just follow your heart. Your heart's going to give you that drive. Yes, I want to do this, but you have to figure out that even though that probably sometimes you want to do something, but it's not sustainable in the near future or something like that, eventually it's going to become probably not a very good idea. Or so you have to use both, balance both.
All right. Thank you so very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
And
Thank you very much also.
good luck with your initiative here. Well, after hearing about the bottles of love, I'm going to start saving the wrappers and compressing them into other bottles. And I'm going to contact Juan and see if maybe we can get a collection going of those bottles of love. I hope you'll give Juan a message, an email, and maybe start setting up your own recycling with Groon.